Hello.
Oh, shaboodly boom bum 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 na 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 na.
Well said.
Thank you.
We're keeping this PG? Okay.
Nerd alert!
Oh my god, I've never done this. I'm so nervous.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's talk.
We kind of cater the script and change the script based on each individual member's personality. And it's gotten to a point where we found the material that works with the audience.
From time to time, I'll have a brain fart on stage. It's funny, it happened a couple days ago on this very stage, where one of the lines I say is, we have two favors to ask you. And thank goodness the guys knew my line and were able to help me through it, but that was horrific. I literally opened my mouth and had no idea what my next set of words were going to be.
That's what makes people leave the theater knowing the person who was on stage. That's why I love this show. We try to make not only, you know, my actual family, my dad, my mom, myself, we don't just keep it in that family, but anyone that comes into the shows, that's our family, that's part of our family, and we try to make that come across on stage to the audience.
And it was terrifying.
Yeah.
I suppose that's not really horror-filling to anybody else, but I think most people get the idea of being on stage and like that stage fright where you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was terrifying.
Not many people realize, but that's one of the most difficult parts about being on stage is knowing how to speak to an audience as if they've been friends of yours for years. My dad and my mom have been producing shows for years and years and years, and this December '63 was really my first step into the production side of concerts. I didn't do the whole thing myself. You know, my dad was there kind of as the training wheels through the whole process, and I made some mistakes, and some things didn't work in the show, which were promptly changed after we tried it on a few audiences, and it's really taught me a lot about not only performing, but writing and producing and directing shows.
Do you think December '63 is probably the show you've learned the most from?
Definitely, without a doubt.
Cuckoo Cachoo, Mrs. Robinson.
Show joke.
Ow!
I have been in D63 for 3 years. Knowing that we can bring back literal memories to older people, because that's something that they just made a breakthrough with Alzheimer's, is that people don't forget music. Kind of cool, right?
Seeing people's faces after the show or during the show and seeing how happy the music makes them. Obviously, the show's great, but the music, everyone loves that kind of music and everyone loves Frankie Valli. So to be able to perform that music to people who really appreciate it is just, it's what makes me enjoy it the most. It's what we do it for.
I would probably say we do at least, honestly, I would say we do at least 80 shows a year of this show. Doing land gigs from January through April within the US, and then doing cruises from April to December, and then doing all the stuff in random states kind of peppered in. I'd probably say it gets up around that.
I've been in December '63 for 12 years, and it's been bliss. No, just kidding, about 2.5 years, and it's been great. I was bartending before this, and it was miserable, and you guys found me, and here we are.
I just finished a psychology degree, been doing that for the last 3 years. Kind of fell out of love with music a little bit, but I was doing gigs back at home, back in England, Sheffield, England, just for the money. Music was just a job for me at the time, and the opportunities came up and I decided to grab it with both hands. It's definitely sparked my love for music, fire in my belly.
I was found in December '63 doing a production of Sweeney Todd. I was playing Antony, which is the annoying love interest that sings Joanna like a psychopath. And someone in the audience from Tad was there and saw me and was like, hey, you'd be great in this show. Come to a show, we'll get you a hotel and watch a show, see if this is something you can do. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, I don't know. And showed up and I was like, oh, this looks fun. This looks like a good time, I'm gonna do it. And here we are.
Now I've done Man 1, Man 2 and Man 4. So I should probably learn Man 3 and then I can just do the whole show by myself.
There you go.
Yeah, I would say that is the toughest thing about what it is that we do. We are away from our families a lot. Doing that whole European tour that we did, we were in We were in Liverpool for a while, we were in London, we were in Scotland, we were in Ireland. It was really a magical time. My fiance, she is in TAD as well. She's in an ABBA touring group, and so she tours just as much as I do as well. So
She gets the schedule.
absolutely, which makes all the difference in the world to have somebody who knows, hey, I may only be able to talk for 5 minutes today, and that's okay, you know. We'll catch each other tomorrow, or, you know, some months I only see her for a day. In fact, we're about to go home. We literally get to spend only 15 hours with each other, and then she has to fly off, and then the next day I fly as well.
Okay, my favorite part about doing the show on land is I love the full show. I love all the music in the full show. I love the songs that we don't, because the cruise show is 45 minutes, and as soon as it starts, it's over. And with the land show, we really get an opportunity to really bring the crowd in full 90 minutes, and it's nice, it's nice. However, I do love, the cruising is probably my favorite because I love getting paid to travel. What a dream.
Do you think you've made some lasting friendships?
Oh, absolutely. I can't think of them right now, but if I didn't get on with these guys that I've been working with, it would not be an enjoyable experience. And everyone I've worked with, we've got like a house on fire, and definitely friends for life I've made. It's a blessing, that's exactly what it is. Apart from you. What?
We're getting paid to play. Play to pay?
Play.
Pay to play? What's the...
Paid to
We're getting paid to play.
We're getting played to play.
We're getting played to pay.
We're getting played to pay.
We're paying and then they're playing us.
We played to pay.
We play tennis. We sports.
We.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Panera Bread.
Oh,
No, that was just the next thing I was going to say.
I didn't start singing until I was 15, and I didn't know I could sing at all. I was gonna be a pilot. I wanted to be a pilot really bad. I wanted to fly planes. And then we moved one day to Texas for high school, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna join choir, I'm gonna make friends. I didn't have a lot of friends. I'm gonna work really hard and make friends, and then I realized like, oh, I like, people would tell me like, oh, you got a good voice. You got a pretty good voice, man. Like, oh, okay, yeah. And then I started taking voice lessons, and then I started competing classically and got to go to New York and compete against other musical theater kids, and then I went to school. It like blossomed really fast when I was 15. I never knew it was coming.
My dad's a singer, he's worked on cruise ships for the past 12 years. He was in a family band, so I've always grown up around musical people, and yeah, I started singing when I was like, I used to get up on stage with my dad when I was, 5, 6 years old. I went to the Brit School when I was 16 in London. I mean, I've been performing for so long now that I don't really get nervous anymore. It's more excitement. There's never any, and I know nerves are good, but I just don't feel nervous. I just feel comfortable on stage.
My drink of choice from Starbucks, obviously here we have a, hold on. We have a, this is a tall Pikes. I usually do dark roast, but a tall Pikes with just a pinch of cream and just 1 sugar in the raw. I'm cutting down from 2 sugars to 1 sugar in the raw. Get back!
oh my God.
Catharsis. There's a level, there's a balance between catharsis and what's happening. For me, there are people who can sing and be deeply emotional and still be able to hold their notes. For me, my voice physically becomes weaker. It becomes harder for me to hold my own. I think that at one point, when I was learning to sing, you learn about doing everything correctly, and then when you're doing more of an actor, you learn the compromise in between what sounds beautiful and what is real. And so I think putting out a product that sounds beautiful but that is also real, that is the balance of the catharsis that I was looking for, was that I was able to get through the song while still feeling that I had done the song justice while doing the spirit I was singing to more justice.
Oh my God, sorry, we just came from dinner. I'm having dinner again over here, sorry.
My favorite pie, you know what? I'm a traditional apple.
The new Roadster comes out in 2 years from now. It's gonna be like $245,000, so I'll just maybe pick up 2.
Making sure I'm hydrated, making sure I'm warmed up. I literally looked right at the camera for that.
I can create smoke in my own mouth from nothing, and I can blow it out.
We're gonna have to do it.
I'm gonna have to do it, Anna. Okay, there's a little bit of a process, so.
Oh my god. Did any come out?
Yeah.
Well, I hope the camera saw it.